Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I just collected the new Audi Q8. It's very rainy weather, but this is the best car for this kind of weather, I believe. This car I'm driving have one of the most beautiful colors. It's called Dragon Orange. It's a metallic color and it looks super like striking and different, like gold, yellowish, orange. Very nice color. So this car is based on the Q7. My first impression sitting behind the steering wheel is super luxurious. As I drove the A7 earlier, this is based on the A7, but they just step it up a little bit higher and they made it even better and more luxurious. Driving the car in auto mode right now, not comfort or eco, because it makes the car really like dead. Absolutely no noise coming from the the windows, or the cabin is super well built. The transmission is Tiptronic 8-speed, one of my favorite Tiptronic in the market. They use it for many cars over the years. Audi and kept doing it better and improving it. So that's a good advantage. Automatic tend to be a little bit lazy. I'm having the car with the lane assist enabled, so it enables the car to stay between the lines. The 3.0 V6 is producing 340 brake horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 or 0 to 60 miles, it's 6.2 seconds. The car sits in the middle of the performance range for the Audi, basically. They're gonna have, of course, bigger engine and more powerful. But as for now, I think this one, for a daily driver and gas consumption and all this stuff, you're not gonna really have any difficulties with slow performance. A couple of years before, similar performance were just more than acceptable for an SUV. So you have it on all roads. The car will automatically raise, and you can adjust the how much you want to raise the car and how much you want to lower it. So individual mode, you can configure all these settings for you: steering and suspension and drive system, basically all in dynamic. I'm using the paddle shifters now to shift the gears for me, and I like it this way. Even the paddle shifters are very small, and they're plasticky. Even from the back side right now, they're plasticky, and I don't know why even Audi make them worse than ever. They're supposed to make them more stainless steel, more expensive, but they managed to make them cheaper somehow. I tried to lower the seat as much as possible, and that's the lowest I can get. Visibility is absolutely crazy from the front. Huge windscreen, and even on the sides, there's only the B pillar is a bit thick, but the mirrors are massive, and they can easily spot you any blind spots. I like the indicators feeling. They tend to be a bit different than the others, shaped wise. I mean, let's just accelerate a little bit because this guy is driving very slow. My issue with the lane assist is just, if you want to change lanes and be aggressive, it doesn't give you the option to do that, and it could be dangerous. So if you're not sure about that, I recommend you just turn it off. Yeah, you do really tend to sit very high in this car, and I can see it clearly. It's a very comfortable car to sit inside and drive it, even for the first time. You don't need to learn or understand much. It's just straight to the point. I can feel there is some turbo lag, especially if you're not at the right gear. The car needs at least 1 or 2 seconds to spool, but that's understandable. The leather is super soft and super nice. It smells amazing. The Valcona leather with the inserts are in gray, and even Alcantara on the side. It's very expensive materials. Audi always do their interiors very well. I think they're pushing the market and technology even higher and higher with every new model. That's full acceleration. Suspension is air suspension. It's very absorbing, soft and easy to absorb any bumps. You don't feel any imperfection in the tarmac or any holes, whatever, because the body roll is fantastic. You don't bounce much. Full acceleration. Yeah, removing the lane assist is recommended if you want to drive the car fast. 140, it's pretty good speed. It takes lots of time to go, there is some lag there. But man, this car is heavy though. It's really big car. It does have rear steering as well, so the turning circle is perfect. So if you're going fast, the rear wheel will help the front wheel by turning in the same direction. And if you're going slow, it will turn the opposite direction, especially when you're making a U-turn or something. So it's very easy to make a U-turn and to park because that rear wheel steering is just wonderful. Our suspension doing great job, Mo. How about the roll? Really impressed. Okay, I wasn't going so fast and I'm not gonna go faster. Because of the hump that you saw a bit earlier, the car took some time in order to adjust back to the stable mode. So you did feel some of body roll, but mostly because of the air suspension. This is my day 2 with the Audi Q8. I wanted to do the full review yesterday, but it was pouring rain. I mean, first thing first, this is one of the most luxurious, comfortable SUVs ever. I mean, Audi nailed it, really. It's just unbelievable nice and smooth to drive with the air suspension and the seats and the leather and the cabin and the technology inside and the safety features. This is really a nice, beautiful car to sit in and drive and keep driving. You can go forever with this car, really. This car is perfect for the small family. It have all the luxury. The trunk is massive, the leg room is huge, even the head space, everything, it's comfortable, it's safe. This car is based on the Q7, but it's totally different car, not just because of the shape, because the suspension is stiffer, it's harder, it's faster. Almost the weight is the same, 2.2 ton. I have so much space in the cabin, it's so wide compared to the other angles using the same lens, guys. So even zooming in and I have more space so you can see more of the interior. That just tell you how much the car is wide. The cabin is massive. Of course, the brakes are pretty good for such a big car, but if you're used to sports car and performance brakes, this will not give you the instant stop that you're looking for, so you always better to brake before time. Sitting inside this car is a really nice place to be. It's super comfortable, and I can really see that if you're going through a ride over the weekend, a long trip with the family and friends, and it's gonna be super comfortable car and effortless, really easy to drive, nice place to be, fully equipped, and you're actually driving with style. So it's an SUV with style. It's very close to the Lamborghini Urus, I believe, even the shape wise. Lamborghini don't come with small engines and less performance, but this is the R-Line V6. We spoke about the details. I think the Urus is a bit more aggressive, but it's a very expensive car for an SUV. I wouldn't really want to purchase one myself. Driving the car in dynamic mode, you can use the paddle shifters. It's not a very powerful car, but it does the job, I believe. I mean, for that weight that it's taking and handling, it's not bad. I'm not expecting more anyways. Let's talk about the dynamics of the car and how it drives. And Audi do use the word dynamic or dynamic feature for the sports setting or the highest sports setting. So I'm driving it now in individual mode. I put the steering wheel in dynamic, supposed to be the hardest setting, the engine as well, and and the suspension. Steering wheel in dynamic mode is very nice. It's very precise, and you get more feedback because it's harder. Mind you, this is electric, of course, and it is dynamic electric steering wheel. If you go higher speed, you're gonna have a bit harder steering wheel. So when you maneuver from left to right, you do feel that you don't need to turn too much, and that's really a nice feature. I've seen it on many cars, and the Q8 does it very well. Let's talk about the exterior, because obviously you're gonna buy this car mostly because of the exterior. Audi first attempt to compete with the X6, the Velar, the GLE Mercedes, and they did a pretty good job, I believe. This is a beautiful car that looks very close to Lamborghini Urus. Audi had to catch up really with the other manufacturers, because imagine they only had 3 SUVs, Q3, Q5, Q7, and now Q8, and that's it. So this is the first sports SUV ever. This is the highest and the most luxurious SUV they have in the lineup. First, those are the matrix lights, and they look super aggressive. Audi always do a great job with the lights, either the front or the back. So futuristic, and the design, it's narrow. I like the edgy parts, not too much curves. Also, what's cool about it, it lights differently. I'm gonna show you how it lights when you turn on the car and turn off the car, or lock and unlock the car. Just keep in mind that if you want to have the HD matrix LED, you have to pay for them. Otherwise, you're gonna have just the regular LEDs. The only thing that I don't really get it, I know it's design-wise, but it just doesn't make much sense to me, is that part here. If you see this part, this is a high beam, guys. The high beam is not there, it's actually here, and it makes the front look super weird. They try to hide it with the automatic washer here, but it just doesn't really work so well, because the light actually, it looks like that and not like that. When it's lit in at night, you're not gonna see that part, but in the morning or the daylight, it's very obvious. Let's take a look at the grille. It's massive, first of all, and it's very effective because you don't have different grills. It's just one grill for design, ventilation at the same time. Audi have a very famous shape now, but it seems it's getting bigger with time, and they set the trend for different manufacturers like BMW to make their grills even bigger. It's very subjective. For me personally, I'm not a big fan of the grill. Even they did a great job with the standard grill, because they have different type of elements and they hide it very well. Speaking about all different elements, we covered the lights and the grill. Have the Audi 4 circles logo, very famous, and there is cameras here and adaptive cruise control elements. There is a small lip here, and it's actually open, so it helps more with the airflow of the car. And with the design of that bumper, you have another opening here with the parking sensors. From the side, the car is super massive and very high, so it's easy to get in and out because the seats are low, which is a cool function. The shape of the car is very close to the Q7 from here, but then it gets to have a slopey roof to make it more aggressive. The front and the rear fenders are pointing, outwards, so they make it very aggressive and very wide. The front and the rear wheels are massive, 285/40, 22 inches rim. I want to mention one design element. I think it's great. There's 2 lines, and that line goes all the way back, and the middle line and the third line on the below. I think that's my favorite angle of the car, is the rear. It looks super cool, guys. Starting from the top, there's a massive integrated wing that's having the brake lights here. You can see it serves a purpose. It's a hatch. The trunk is massive. The air goes all the way here. It channels. There's another bag, so it flows back. The air goes all the way down and just points outwards. One of the coolest features, same as the new A7 that I test drive. You can check the link below in the description. The LED matrix lights, they look great. The light, they dance. There's a new line all the way in the center. Tell me, what do you think about that dragon orange metallic? Because that's my favorite color on the Q8. After the Nardo on other colors, this is my second favorite in all Audi, I think. Lots of plastic glossy parts all over the car in black, so they're easy to scratch. But now, because they look dirty, it doesn't look so good. But they do hide some of the lights, some of the designs somehow, and they make it more sporty. Nothing much happening here. You just have the Q8 55 TFSI, that's the engine, Quattro, like always. Going below, stopping lights here. And this is actually does serve a purpose, so it takes all the, the hot air from the wheels all the way to the channels in the back. Below, new shapes of the exhaust tips. Unfortunately, they are fake, as many other cars. There's a nice diffuser there, so I think the back looks great. Tell me what do you think in the comments below. One of the main features, I believe, when you want to buy this car, because you care about the back space, and there's tons of it. So as you can see, I'm a medium guy, not tall, not too short, and I have enough head space, and the roof is actually kind of curved, so you, especially for the two passengers on the left and right, not the one so much in the middle. If you're putting that position for a regular passenger, there's a lot of leg space. The seats quality are super comfortable. You can rest your head. You know, you have a nice area to put your hands there. If you put this down here, you can use it as an armrest again, or you can open it and you have two cup holders, and they fit, I believe, like small cups, not very big ones. Person sit in the middle, we're gonna have some issues, I believe, but you know, for a small kid or short person, it should be fine. One more cool function, there's a cigarette lighter and the vault, basically you can use it to recharge your stuff. There's no USB, I don't see any USBs here. Slide it up to change the temperature high and down for colder, and the fan the same. Also, if you want it auto, same thing goes with the other side. Let's start with the interior, guys, because that's interior is just beautiful. Audi did a great job again. One of the best interiors in that segment, if not the best, for the sports SUVs. Starting with steering wheel, very soft, super quality material, stitch as well. It comes with the gray color, and as we mentioned earlier, this is the Valcona leather. Super nice leather. The quality is fantastic. The smell is great. If you care about things like that, you're not gonna be disappointed with the Q8, guys. The paddle shifter are fixed on the steering wheel, you know, not the column. Unfortunately, the quality of the pedals keep getting low and low for a reason. The previous one had the metal part and the plastic part. They were a bit longer and chunkier. This one, they are very thin, and they are only made from plastic, and they feel cheap, and they feel that they can break up. Now let's talk about the buttons on the steering wheel. As you can see, there's not many here, which is cool. Main button for view to change the display of the car. You know, the cockpit now is only digital, and I think it's one of the best, if not the best, right now in that category. The design is super clear for the inside. Mainly you can control most of the function of the car from those two screens. They are very sensitive and they are very nice to touch. There's always a click button when you press on it. For instance, here home, you have the shortcuts for radio. The media, you can connect your phone and other USB resources. And the telephone and the navigation, you always have to connect your phone. Guys, the navigation is one of the best, if not the best. You can zoom in and out by, you know, scrolling like you're doing on your phone. It's super cool function, man. So you have the map settings. You can have it automatic day and night, and 2D. You can have it 3D as well. Route criteria, allow and avoid, and even personal routes. So 3D map, you can have a shortcut here as well. Mecca, actually, if you want to pray, for people who want to pray and they don't know the, you know, the perfect position, so they can see based on their current position. That's a very cool function. Nobody thought about that apart from Audi. The different phone apps you can have here, the car settings, the Audi Drive select modes. You have different select mode, guys. Off-road is just going only off-road, or road if you have both regular roads and off-roads. So they call it all-road efficient. If you just want to save gas and don't use the power of the car, comfort, the regular setting. Auto is supposed to be a little bit sportier. Dynamic is more sporty, and individual, you can select and configure that the way that you like it. Drive system dynamic. I put it in suspension dynamic and steering dynamic. You can change the exhaust. So, and you can raise the car and lower the car whenever you want to, and I tried it. It works brilliantly and very fast. It just takes like 5 seconds. Vehicle information, tons of tech, guys. There's tilt angle display for the car. You have, you know, the altitude of the, you know, the terrain, 15 meters, because we're just on the sea. Efficiency assist, you know, for intelligent costing, economy, predicting messages. I don't know if you're gonna use this function anyways. The seats, that's one of the coolest function. If you have longer legs, you can make it a bit forward, and it's very nice. Usually other cars, they have it like, you know, just you have to press a button and slide it in and out, but this one is automatic. You can do the same with the passenger. Also, you can do the same for the side blasters if you want them to basically hug you more. You can do that. You can, you know, even raise them. It depends on your, you know, the way that you like it. That's so cool, man. Seat temperature. You can put it in and out or keep it in the middle. So you have the radio here, you can change the channels, you can save different channels that you wanted. The media, you can connect your phone and USB in case you'd like to hear your own music. Also, you have the telephone, you connect your phone so you can receive calls and dial calls from your phone directly. The navigation, it's one of the coolest functions. You have the shortcuts to have that 3D, you can have it 2D, you can even have it in, you know, second position. The phone apps, I don't know about it because that's a test drive car. I did not download the different apps.